Hey everybody, it's Kim and I am making a video. I know it's been like ages, but um I am getting ready to do my third ultimate reset. I did my first one September 2012. My second one was April 2013, and now I am starting again on April 30th, 2014. So I'll be my third one. And I know the one question I get is, why do you keep doing this program? It it's nobody's favorite program except for mine, I swear. But people hate it. Like they really hate it, or they're scared of it, which I think is where a lot of the hate comes from. But for me, I like the program because I have a big issue with sugar. Sugar addiction is real, I think, because when I start having sugar and you have a little bit more, whether it's in sauces or fruit, or not fruit, but sauces or candy, cakes, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and next thing you know, it feels like I'm craving it. I can't stop, and I'm constantly in this cycle of just of having a really hard time. So I am at the point now where I just feel like, you know what, I need to just like completely detox my body. I need to just completely, I feel like I need to start over, because I've just kind of learned through experience this year, especially, that I don't do so well with a non plant based diet. I After I did my first reset in September 2012, I pretty much stayed vegan or vegetarian mostly, for months afterwards. Mostly vegan, but some vegetarian for months afterwards. It wasn't until really the holidays I kind of broke that and had some meat. It was months. And then after that I pretty much had a vegetarian diet with meat here and there. Lately I've been doing more meat, more meat, more meat. And what I'm finding is that when I have more meat in my diet, I don't sleep as well. I have more stomach issues, and my cravings for sugar and other foods goes up. And I think that's because when I'm eating more meat, in order to make it taste palatable to me, I use a lot of sauces and a lot of things like that to make it taste good. So I'm increasing my sugar intake via that, and that kind of triggers some of the other things. I also don't have as much produce because I have a hard time eating. I have a hard time because the meat makes me feel really full, super full, and then I don't have room to eat the other things that I should eat. So it's kind of like a cyclic thing, but I learned kind of doing it. I did 21-day fix and I got great results. I lost weight. I felt good. Physically felt good. But, well, I say physically looked good, but I didn't feel as optimal as I knew I could eating a mostly plant-based diet. I tried to do the 21-day fix, carnivorous, I guess. But I did that way because you eat so many protein servings, especially when you're higher on the container scale like I am. And it seemed like, okay, I'll try it this way. And it kind of let me know once and for all, this girl right here her body is a vegetarian. Even if I want to eat burgers and fries and other things that seem to be fish and chips and all that stuff, my body likes a plant-based diet. So I need to just honor that, and I'm going to use the ultimate reset to put me back in that optimal state. So that's what I'm doing. And my aunt is doing it coming up, and I have a bunch of friends that are doing it with me on April 30th. I say August, April 30th. So I have gotten a lot of questions about it because I have done it twice already, and that's I think that's more than the average person probably. But so I wanted to kind of make a video to address some of those questions, because if I keep getting asked the same questions over and over again, that means other people are going to have them, or other people have them and they just don't know. So the first thing I wanted to talk about were your resources. You get this great book, and it has everything you need in there for the most part. The one thing that this book doesn't have are grocery lists. And you can find those by going to ultimatereset.com and log in into the participant portal. And you'll log in using your Beachbody account information. And once you get there, you can get a shopping list that is broken out by week. So you can go in, you can get your list for week 1, go shopping. Week 2, go shopping. Week 3, go shopping. It's awesome because it breaks down by amount. So if you only need like a cup of oatmeal, it'll say you need 1 cup, so you can not overbuy and you won't waste money. So that's kind of my first tip is print out those grocery lists and use them. Don't make your own. You don't have to. It's already been done for you. And when you buy the kit from Beachbody, you automatically get access to that portal. So use your resources. Don't waste your time. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the money aspect, because the program is a little pricey, but the food is really where I think the money hit comes from. And there's a couple of tips I wanted to give on that. One is spread out your buying. If you know you're going to do the reset with our group on April 30th, you've got a couple of weeks before we start. And there's some things on the list, like, for example, Bragg's amino acids, some of the oils, some of the meats, or some, some things that you can buy and put away and you'll have them. So if you know your grocery budget is kind of limited, look at some of those things that are gonna stick around, those pantry items, so to speak, the spices, which is where I spent a lot of money when I did this the first time. Buy those and put them up, and they'll be there. They'll be there when you're ready. So you don't have to go 1 week and spend however many hundreds of dollars, if there's multiple people or if there's just one person or whatever, however much money you're gonna spend. So you can spread it out, and that kind of helps. A couple things here, a couple things here, Obviously, the produce you should wait. But the non-produce items like the grains, you can get some of that stuff early. The next thing I was going to recommend is find a grocery store that has a bulk section. Because, for example, you'll need like literally like a cup of oatmeal, or 2 cups of oatmeal, I'm sorry. You do not need a big giant Costco thing of oatmeal, for sure. You don't even need a big giant, smaller giant thing of Quaker Oats. You don't need that. You just need a couple. You're only going to have it a couple of times. So if you go to the bulk bin, again, it tells you in your grocery list exactly how much you need. If you only need a cup, you can scoop a cup. You're good to go. The bulk bins, at least at Whole Foods, which is the closest bulk bins for me, you can get grains for a couple of, like maybe even $1 or less. It's awesome, and it'll save you, because you really want to get organic items during this reset, because the point of it is to clean all this out. So you don't want to take these supplements and drink this distilled water and then put pesticide-ridden food, into your body. So, but you can go to Whole Foods, you can get like a scoop of, whatever you need, just enough, and you can pay like $1 or $2 for it versus spending like $5 or $6 or $7 or $8 for the regular size container. If you love it after the reset, go back and get the big container. But during the reset, you don't need that hit at all. So that's kind of the one thing I wanted to point out about the grocery prep, is just buy what you need, because you will never need extra. There's some things like, for example, like brown rice. If you know you're going to eat brown rice all the time, buy it in bulk or buy a big bag. But like, are you really going to eat millet all the time? Or like, I don't know. Some of the stuff you're just not going to eat. You're not going to eat it that much or ever again, maybe. So just do that. So those are, I'm looking at my little list of notes, but those are kind of the big grocery things. The last thing I will say about groceries is be familiar with your list and take it with you, and don't be afraid to ask questions, because there are things on this list. At least when I went grocery shopping the first time, it was more expensive than I expected, and it took me like 2 hours to get to the grocery store, because I'm like wandering the aisles trying to figure out where stuff is, because I didn't even know what it was to go look for it. Like tempeh, I had never eaten tempeh before, never seen tempeh before, never heard of tempeh before, and I'm looking for it. Miso, things that I had just never bought before. It took me forever to find. So just think about that. If you're starting in a couple of weeks, just kind of peruse your grocery store, maybe point out what they have, or more importantly, what they don't have. One of the reasons you'll hear me say to Whole Foods is because Whole Foods has everything. You won't have to go to multiple stores. There's other stores, which are Wegmans, which is out in the East Coast. They have everything. You can go to Wegmans and get everything. There are certain grocery stores that will do that for you. I have noticed with some of the I don't know what the right word is, but like the more not fancy grocery stores, I would have to go to multiple, especially since some of the vegetables are very specific. And I guess my last grocery tip is buy in season where you can. I know some of the my voice is like, but some of the foods are very specific, asparagus or whatever. But for example, when you get to your fruit portion, I know you'll be like, oh, I want to get all the fruits and whatever. But if you stick to buying in season fruit, then you will save so much money, because in season fruit is cheaper to buy organic. It's fresher because it's in season. It's not shipped from some random country 80 billion miles and been, so by the time you get it, it's been in the process of getting to your cart for like days. This stuff is fresh. You can get it in the States, you can get it local, you can get it's cheaper. So buy in season fruit, or any place where the plan says you can do this or this. If one is in season and one is not, go with the in season. It saves you money. So since this is at like 10 or 11 minutes already, I'm gonna save some of my other tips for another video, and we'll just leave this with the grocery tips and kind of me talking about, me telling you kind of my story about it, so that way you won't have a 20-minute video if you do find this helpful and you wanna look at it later. But one thing I will ask as a wrap up is, if you have any reset questions at all, please let me know. Again, I've done this twice, and I've done it successfully twice. I've lost 20 plus pounds with each and every reset that I've done. So it works, and I know how to make it work. So if you have questions or comments or concerns, or just want to know more about the day-to-day experience, please leave me a comment or email me, or if we're Facebook friends, Facebook me if you don't want it to be public or whatever, and I can make sure that I include that in future videos. I do think I'm going to vlog my reset journey this time, so I have it kind of as a record, because I will be doing this again. I probably will do it once a year until they stop selling this thing, because it's that awesome and I feel that good when I'm done. So what questions do you have? What do you want to know? How can I help you successfully finish 21 days of the Ultimate Reset? Let me know, and I will let you know everything I possibly can on the subject. So you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.